All right, let's talk about something that can be kind of tough. We tend to think friendships are supposed to last a lifetime. But the truth is, not all of them are meant to go the distance. We hang on, right? Maybe because of all the history we share, that feeling of being in too deep to quit, or just a fear of what it's like to not have them around. But knowing when to let go is such an important skill. And in this explainer, we're going to break down 5 key signs that it might just be time.
This really just cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? A great friendship, I mean a really good one, should lift you up, it should bring more joy and ease into your life. They're your support system, not another source of stress. That's the goal, right? That's what we're all looking for.
But what happens when that ideal feels like it's a million miles away? How do you actually tell the difference between just a rough patch and a sign that the friendship has truly run its course? Well, that's the big question we're going to tackle today.
To get to the bottom of this, we have to start paying attention to how a friendship actually makes us feel, the emotional toll it might be taking. So let's walk through what it looks like when a friendship starts to feel heavy.
Just think about it for a second. Your most recent hangouts or phone calls. Do you walk away feeling good, seen, refreshed? Or do you feel like you've just run an emotional marathon? That feeling of just being completely wiped out. That's a huge clue that something is out of balance. And look, this isn't just about feeling a little tired. This is about feeling emotionally drained. It's that feeling that what you bring to the table isn't valued, or that the real you isn't even really being seen by them anymore. Those feelings, they are absolutely valid red flags.
So let's dive into a framework to help with this. Here are 5 telltale signs that can give you some real clarity on what's going on.
First up, this is all about that immediate after effect of your time together. A healthy friendship should, for the most part, fill your cup up. It should energize you. If the opposite is happening over and over again, you really need to pay attention to that.
And that feeling of being drained, it's not just, physical tiredness. It's that mental exhaustion that comes from always walking on eggshells. It's the anxiety of overthinking every single word you say. It's that heavy feeling that this relationship has become more of a chore, a burden, than a comfort. A friendship is supposed to be a safe space, not a weight on your shoulders.
Okay, our second sign. This one really builds on that idea of an imbalance.
Oof, this one can be painful to recognize, can it? You see their name pop up on your phone and your first thought isn't, oh, great. It's, okay, what do they need now? It's always a favor or advice, or they just need a place to vent. But they're hardly ever there to just check in and see how you're doing.
And this just lays it out so perfectly. A real friendship is a two-way street. It's built on mutual support and a healthy, balanced give and take. A transaction, though, that's a one-way street. You're always giving, and they're always taking. And over time, that imbalance almost always leads to resentment.
All right, our third sign. This one shifts away from the dynamic of the friendship and looks more at how it makes you feel about yourself.
This is a really subtle but incredibly damaging pattern. We're not talking about helpful, constructive feedback from someone who cares. We're talking about a constant drip, drip, drip of little jabs, backhanded compliments, or just straight-up criticism that just chips away at your confidence. Let's be clear. A good friend should be your cheerleader. They should support you, encourage you, and respect your point of view, even when they disagree. If you consistently leave an interaction feeling small or questioning yourself, you're not in a healthy friendship. You're in a toxic dynamic.
Okay, on to number 4, which is frankly non-negotiable in any healthy relationship.
So you've stated your limits. Maybe you've said, hey, I'm not available to talk late at night. Or, I'd rather we didn't talk about my family. You've been clear, but they just keep pushing or ignoring or straight up dismissing what you've asked for.
And this is so important to get. A boundary isn't a suggestion. It's not a nice to have. It's a necessary limit you set for your own well-being. And when someone consistently ignores your boundaries, what they're really telling you is that your needs and your comfort just don't matter to them. And that right there is a profound lack of respect.
And that brings us to our 5th and final sign.
At the end of the day, it can be this simple. After you strip away all the history, all the shoulds and obligations, how do you actually feel when you're with this person? If the honest gut-level answer is anxious or sad or just unhappy, that feeling is telling you everything you need to know.
Recognizing these signs in a friendship, it can be really tough. But the next step is about reframing this whole thing.
not as a failure, but as an act of self-care. It's about giving yourself permission to prioritize your own peace.
I really want you to let this one sink in. It's okay to outgrow people. We all change. Our priorities shift. Our paths diverge. Outgrowing a friendship doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't cancel out all the good times you had. It's just a natural and sometimes necessary part of life.
And listen, this doesn't mean you have to schedule a big, dramatic confrontation. A lot of the time, letting go is a quiet, gentle, intentional choice. It might just mean you respond a little less often, you stop initiating contact, you just gently create distance. The goal here isn't to create drama, it's to protect your peace. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Instead of focusing only on the relationships that drain you, flip the script. Turn your attention to the ones that lift you up. Which friendships in your life make you feel seen, supported, and genuinely at peace? Because that's where your energy belongs.